It was a chance for Arup to re-establish themselves back in the city centre. They were looking for a building that could offer a shop front so that people could sort of see into who Arup are and what they do. We wanted to somehow find a way of balancing engineering with the idea of neuroinclusivity and how we may balance that engineering against that kind of softer calm. How Arup could turn what was a speculative office into a living lab to be able to test and prove that some of these theories and ideas work. We've already seen an uptake in the number of staff returning back to the office. People are complaining less about headaches, problems with light, sound, temperature. We presented to a number of different clients actually in the space. And the number of people that come up afterwards to say thank you is quite obvious that incorporating this thinking, understanding neurodiversity, understanding inclusivity is a must for any office space. I think as a designer or an architect, it's something that everybody should be considering. We started off with a number of sort of data-rich prototypes, so understanding work styles, creating a kit of parts. In order for people to understand how they might be able to use the space, we created a number of day-in-the-life scenarios where we took different users through the space and how they may use that differently depending on what sort of neurotype you may be. What was hugely important was spatial sequencing, so understanding the parts that come together, their adjacencies across the floor, and how they work together. What we also wanted to do was understand how teams could expand and contract across floor plates, so we created what we called fuzzy boundaries. And this just meant that teams could sort of take over spaces as and when and how they needed. This initially started with Arup and their building choice. So they worked with the developer to understand the building. So the building was adapted so that it would be a fully electric building, so it was with gas. We then came on board to understand what the Cat A fit out was and how we could adapt that Cat A fit out that would help reduce the amount of demolition. And then we looked at things like how do we reduce carbon? So the materials that we looked at. The staircase that we have throughout the center of the project is glulam, so there's very little steel, very little embodied carbon. This was kind of further reinforced by some of the materials that we used. As a neurodivergent space, we looked at natural materials. We looked at timbers, natural tones, natural colours, and the incorporation of biophilia throughout the office, which was a huge point that Arup wanted us to make. You have to embed neurodiversity and sustainability from the start. It isn't something that you could just kind of add on at the end.